Alright, what's up, y'all? Today I wanted to talk to you about you thinking that you owe your old self something. And I'm just going to tell you now, you don't owe that version of yourself anything right now. You don't owe that version the goals that it set, or the path that it was on, or the identity that it formed. You got to stop chasing what your old self wanted and realign with the current version of yourself, the version of yourself that is doing things today. And this is kind of a continuation from my last video about outgrowing things in a way, but you don't owe that old version of yourself anything right now. So why do we cling on to that old version? Well, you put in time and effort into that version of yourself. You set all these goals and you wanted to do all these grand things, but that was what you wanted to do at that point in time in your life. That isn't necessarily what you want to do right now today. It's a slippery slope holding on to things that feel familiar to you, because then it keeps you caged off from who you are supposed to be today. It keeps you caged off from who you are right now. It'll suppress the things that you think about in your day-to-day, in the present moment, if you're always thinking about stuff that your older self wanted to do. And letting go of that version of yourself can feel like betrayal. I'll give you an extreme example. It's kind of silly, but when I was a kid, I wanted to be Spider-Man. You think I owe it to myself, my younger self, to still want to be Spider-Man today? It's just not realistic. It's not something that I'm going to be able to do. I got to tap into what I want to do right now and what the current version of myself wants to do. So just think about it. What are some things that the older self, your older self, wanted to do that just don't really serve you right now? And you'll know when it's time to let go of that older version, when it starts to weigh you down, when it weighs down your routines and your environments. Things don't feel the same anymore. You start to feel a little hollow inside. You feel like you're trying to honor a part of yourself that just doesn't align with you today. Then you'll start going through your day. You might be asking yourself, why am I even doing this? Why am I even doing this activity? Why am I even thinking that I have to do this certain thing? You're just going through the motions, and then you forgot that an older version of you set all that up, and it's not even who you are today and who you want to be today. It's a whole different person. So it's all right to just be honest with yourself and admit that's not even who you are anymore. That was an older version of yourself. You don't owe that version anything at all. And letting go of that doesn't mean it's a failure or that you're a failure. You got to understand that how you thought in the past is going to always be different than how you think presently. The only thing that is going to be constant and certain is change in your life. Things are always going to change. And like I said in the last video, that change comes from new information, new experiences, new environments, new people. So all that stuff you experienced in the past, or the goals you had in the past, and everything that you set in that older version of yourself, it wasn't meant to trap you. It was actually meant to guide you. It guided you here to where you are right now. It's not this box that you put yourself in and it's set in stone. You lock the box and you throw away the key, and then that's just who you are forever. You can let that older version of yourself go, because that's what got you here today. It's really important to pivot and to figure out what you want to do right now. Write some things down. Really sit in silence sometimes and figure out what you want to do right now is really important, because if you just keep chasing things that the older version of yourself wanted to do, you might end up somewhere down the road that you didn't even want to be at in the first place, especially right now. And of course, when I say you don't owe your older self anything, if it's something that is still important to you, or something that really matters to you still, that you still want to pursue, of course you still owe it to yourself. You should pursue that thing and you should keep going towards that thing. But what I really mean is that older version of you, if it doesn't align with who you are today, don't feel the need to hold on to it and to keep those things going if it doesn't feel right with how you feel today in the present moment. Because like I said earlier, you're going to change as you get older and as you do other things. You don't have to keep holding on to this older stuff. You can embrace that stuff, acknowledge that it got you to where you are right now, and keep going. And guess what? Your older self doesn't know the difference anyways. It's like trying to finish a road race in your car, and then the road slopes down into a big body of water, and you keep trying to finish the race in that same car. It doesn't make any sense. You're going to want to get out your car and hop in a boat and then continue the race that way. That's what it's like when you keep trying to do something that doesn't align with your current self, but it's something that your older self set up for you, or your older self set a goal for. And like I said, your old self got you here, so you can thank them and then keep continuing on with the steps that you want to take. You don't owe your old self anything, but you owe your current self the truth. Be truthful with what you want to do. Be truthful with the new goals you want to set, and be truthful with the new values you have, and the new passions you have, and things like that. Don't just hold on to things for the sake of holding on to things because you thought that's who you were going to be forever, or somebody else put those expectations on you, or you put those expectations on yourself in the past. You're allowed to pivot and change and evolve on these things. And I think that's super important, and you should too. And this goes for the future as well. Eventually, when you set all the goals you're going to do right now, today, do whatever you want to do today, and you get rid of that older version of yourself, an older version of you one day is going to look back on this moment right now, and you're going to be able to pick and choose what you want to continue with and what you don't want to continue with. And the things you don't want to continue with, you don't owe your old self that at all, because your current self is all that matters. The version you are today is all that matters. Everything that happened yesterday is gone. It doesn't exist. Of course it exists in your mind, but you got to treat it like it never happened, especially when it doesn't serve you anymore and it's not going to help you get better and grow in the future. You should only be holding on to things that are actually going to help you out and help you get to where you want to go. But if you got this far, my name's TJ. If you can relate to what I said or got any value from it, consider subscribing. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Drop a comment down below. What are some things that your older self set up for you that no longer serve you, or describe the version of your older self that you want to let go, that you're outgrowing right now. All right, I'm out. I'll see y'all.